Okay, in the second part of the second integrative activity, it is necessary for you to start with the same things, okay, the same issues. I want to give you some point of this, okay? No problem if you are having problems. It is normal. Don't worry about it. Um, as I said, in the second activity, in this case, and meanwhile, it is supposed that you have to practice past continuous. And in this case, you have to follow the instructions according to this situation. Dos policías tocan tu puerta y tienes que poner cierta atención en lo que sucede. Creo que hubo por ahí una casa del vecino. And you have to focus on these things, okay? You have to follow the idea that something is telling a story that maybe happened while you were doing something. That's why you have to follow the instructions and using past continuous. One of the good things on this model that the activities you are doing has the reminiscences of the things that you have to practice with the materials. I mean, that's a good thing because present continuous and past continuous have this connection among the other simple tenses. For example, in this case, when you are telling a story, you can connect with the particles, in this case, a while or meanwhile, which help you out to understand that the connection has to be followed by a set of ideas. Okay, that's why this activity is really good. What is the problem with this case? The problem is another uh, thing that I could tell you is that maybe you maybe will feel lost in the last part of this because you have to take into account these things. Okay, I have um, this exercise. Okay, and in the end, it asks you write three questions that you will ask to your neighbor. Okay, I think that maybe you are gonna feel lost because uh, while the questions that you are answering, I mean, for example, the police ask you, "What were you doing last night at 9 p.m.?" and you start to use all the structures of present continuous or past continuous or present simple or past simple, and you could would give the idea that you are understanding what is happening so far. But remember, at some point in the story, you have to remember things in past and turning in the past and bring them or remember it what is happening while you are talking. It has to be continuous. Okay, so what is the problem when you are responding the three questions or when you're asking three questions? I am considering that maybe you are gonna feel like, okay, what kind of questions I could ask to my neighbor? It is supposed that I'm using past continuous. Okay, uh, the advice I give you, the instructions you can follow is the fact that you are remembering facts, okay, remembering situations and bring them to the time, okay. The key is the time. Let's check what is the time. Here you are. Ellos te informan que unos delincuentes entraron a robar a la casa de tu vecino entre las 6 y las 8 p.m. That's the key, okay? That's the key you have to follow. That's the key you have to to build and to have into a fear, and that's why you could remember. Okay, I have to make questions in past continuous. Remember this timing, okay, between 6 and a.m. So what can you do? Easy, easy. Okay, let's see. uh i'm gonna open I'm gonna open another. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna open a word. to show you what can you do. Pretty easy, okay? Remember, you have, I'm gonna, okay, I guess 20 is good. Okay, you have a timing, 6 to 8 p.m., okay? That you have to keep in mind. What would you ask? Or what could you ask to your neighbor in this case? Easy. Okay, I have the timing in this case, 6 to 8, and I have to write 3 questions to my neighbor. Okay, to my neighbor. And you could say, oh my gosh, what would the question I could ask? Go to this timing. This is the secret. Okay. What could you ask? Okay. I don't know. Maybe you could give a name to your neighbor. Okay. Mark. Okay, Mark. Mm, Mark. I would like to ask you some questions about the situation that you happened that you got yesterday. I mean, 6 to 8 police told me that you have suffered a robbery. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do? Easy. Mark. What were you doing uh, when? Okay, this is the secret. When? What were you doing when I called you yesterday? Okay, and you can add at 7 p.m. Okay, Mark, what were you doing when I called you yesterday at say 7 p.m.? Your neighbor have to use the particle while. Okay, I was attending, okay, a service in the church while, okay. I mean, your neighbor could feel the intention of your question, okay, and you bring back the idea to the timing that you are having in this case, 6 to 8 p.m. Another question you could ask to your neighbor, um, were your dogs, okay, were your dogs sleeping, something like that. That's why I didn't catch the idea that maybe you have the problem. I mean, why they don't bark to the to the robbers or to the, yeah, the robbers to your house, okay, the smugglers. Another question you could ask, um was your your alarm set? Okay. And those typical questions that you could ask to your neighbor bring the idea that something happened in the past, but you give the opportunity to remember that those things, and bring them to the timing. Remember, when you bring the timing into a situation, inevitable, inevitable, you are bringing the situation to a continuous tense because you give it the timing of the situation. Okay, remember, the continuous the continuous tense, being present or past, bring the idea that you have to put the situations into this uh, a specific period of time. Okay, and that's why the idea gave you this important thing. Okay, between 6 and uh, 8 p.m. The another thing is, according to your instructions of the format. I mean, you have to remember the present continuous in your question, the present continuous in your sentences. Graba lo que le respondiste a los policías y las preguntas que le harías a tu vecino en un archivo de audio. Considera que tu grabación debe durar 1 minuto 30 segundos como máximo. Okay, it is important right now to say that, yeah, you could use the timing, 1 minute and 30 seconds. That situation could happen, and maybe you feel like, oh man, I have this problem. I mean, my recording long lasts, okay, or last more than 1 minute 50 seconds. What can I do? The important thing here is that you cover the most big part of your ideas. I mean, maybe you easily feel like you could last more than that time. Just try to cover all the situations. You are not in a hurry. Okay, you don't have to be fast and fast, because I only have this time in 1 minute 30 seconds, and instead of trying to give a good idea of you are doing well, maybe you could feel like I can do it, and I won't do it because I can lose that such a pitiful time. I mean, don't feel lost. I mean, don't feel bad about it. I understand what is happening right now. You're in the process of learning, but please, one of the final advice I could give you now is try to follow, try to use, try to buy the experience before. I mean, by rehearsing, by practicing. Try to reduce, try to cut the times, try to cut the odds of the things that you are doing, wasting time, and use it in favor of your own exposure to this, to your own performance. Okay, that's why you can considerable reduce the time that you could use to record. Okay, and and please, the last thing to remember is try to send activities before or during the week, because I give you a message. It is important that you read the messages and give me some response. At some point, maybe I feel like you are not reading the messages, and I give you important um, information. Okay, that's why you have to follow those rules of attention. Okay, so I expect that those advices, maybe you could give me a message, maybe you could use my email. I don't know if you all feel good about to give my WhatsApp. Okay, maybe I'm going to give you my number in the email or in the platform, just to check if you can use the WhatsApp in order to answer fast. Okay, okay. Finally, I I greet you, I cheered you up, and I want you to receive the better attention for myself, and to feel that you could good a good model number 7. Okay, any question or any doubt you could write, you could face, please let me know and let me help you out. Okay, so this is the end of the first synchronous session in Model 7. My name, as I said, my name is Juan Ramon Lopez Blanco. You could use my surname, which is Juan Blanco, and be my guest to open the communication, and let me know you are having problems when using the platform, when answering the activities, or any problem you could face. Okay, I am your virtual, your online assessor, and I'm ready. I'm your at your orders. Okay, so bye bye, and see you next time.